everyone, this is ANC Productions here. Welcome back to another Minifigs4u custom minifigure review. Today we have Minifigs4u brand new Captain Rex, but this isn't any ordinary Captain Rex. It is the Star Wars Rebels version, which makes this figure actually quite unique because I haven't seen any other custom companies make a Star Wars Rebels version of this guy. So yeah, it's got some really nice detail. It includes a Clone Army Customs pistol as well as a Lego helmet. So, without further ado, let's get right on into it. Alright, so we're going to look at some of these printing details here, but first off, like I've mentioned before, he does come with a Clone Army Customs, I just like to call it the Captain Rex pistol. I know it has a certain name, but we all know that Captain Rex sports two of these guys, and speaking of that, he does only come with one, which is one downfall for the figure, but maybe in Star Wars Rebels he used one. I'm not quite sure about those specific details, but what you could do, you could purchase another one from clonearmycustoms.com. I don't think that Minifigs4u resells them anymore, but you could get one from clonearmycustoms.com, and they cost about $1, and you know, it'll kind of make your Captain Rex complete because he's got the dual-wield pistols, and that's what he's always sported in the show. So yeah, just thought that I'd mention that. But this is the pistol that he comes with. I'll show you it in further detail right now, as you can see in the picture. So now let's get on to the printing detail. So starting off with the helmet, this is a regular Lego helmet. And a lot of you guys may be wondering why he used the regular Lego helmet. And the thing is, with Star Wars Rebels, it's a little bit of a different animation style. So they did change some of the helmets and stuff on the clone troopers to fit that animation style. So say in the Star Wars The Clone Wars show, this is Minifigs4u other custom Captain Rex from Star Wars The Clone Wars. So yeah, as you could tell, this right here is much shorter than that one, and that's because it just fits the animation style better. They did reshape the helmet a little bit, so yeah. Next off, we have the torso here, and as you could tell, there's a lot of printing detail on that torso. It includes some battle damage, such as I think those are little dirt marks and stuff, and just a regular kind of clone trooper body, except he did take that little section right there off. I think he lives on some type of desert planet, so may get a little bit hot. That's a regular stormtrooper, clone trooper, just for comparison. So you could tell the difference. You know, he's kind of modified his armor a little bit since he's no longer a clone trooper. And yeah, the belt is a little bit different too. Thought I'd just point that out. I'm not really sure what happened with his belt. Maybe it's like that in the show. I think it might be. So yeah. And he gets the weld marks continuing onto there, and the weld marks are on the helmet too. So it's kind of cool. You get to see it all over. Just those little details really make the figure cool. So yeah. And that is really it for the front side. As you can tell on the back, the backpack is just a little bit different from this guy's. It's a little bit, I'd say that it's kind of the same. You know, it's got the same design type of going. And you could tell that he also took his little grenade off of there. I thought that was pretty interesting. And the blackish gray line continues. There's still a lot of battle damage, and the weld marks continue. Again, those little details really make it awesome, so yeah. Now let's get on to the arms. As you can see there, he has a lot of battle damage type of scarring on there. And I think that effect is really, really cool because this is his battle damage armor. He's no longer a clone trooper, so he doesn't get standard issued armor, you know. So he hasn't had an armor change in a while. And you could tell he took the little elbow piece off of there. And just a tiny, tiny little detail. Right on that blue stripe there. You could barely tell. But there's a little comm link right there, and that's what they basically use to connect with each other. So, you know, it's like their type of radio or walkie-talkie. Yeah. You could also tell that it's kind of like faded a little bit there, but I really, really like that effect because if it were skin right there and it's just on a white arm and it just stopped at one line, I think that'd look a little bit weird. So I'm glad that he did a little fading effect there. I think it really fits the figure. And there is the other arm. I think it looks basically the same. There may be a few little battle damage differences, but yeah. So now we'll get on to the legs here, and as you can see on the legs, the little belt continues. So this is what it looks like without the legs. So that whole entire belt, only half of that is printed on the torso. And you see that a lot in these custom minifigures, such as Clone Customs, Minifigs4u. And there is the rest of the belt. So I think that's a really cool effect there. And on the legs, there's some little boot details. The grayish part again. Some cool custom little knee pads there. I've never really seen those before, so yeah. And some more battle damage. Let's take this arm up right there. As you can tell, he has this belt actually continuing onto there, which, again, I've never really seen that done before, which I think he did an awesome job on that because it's continuing all the way around. So it's printed on all four sides. And he has his little pistol holster right there. And the boots continue. It's just a little bit more battle damage. So on the back, we still get that line. It's nice and flush with these other ones there. So you could tell it continues almost perfectly. And the boots have a little bit more detail, battle damage. And the battle damage on that side is actually different from the battle damage on this side. So I think that was just an added bonus. And the last part, I guess, is the head, which he has a really cool head here. I've never really seen this done before, like with these old clone troopers, but I think you did a good job, like telling us what he's. Because if you haven't known, if you're a really big Star Wars fan, clones have accelerated growth, and they grow 2 years, I think. Yeah, 2 years faster. So, say when you're supposed to be, I think 1 year faster, because when you turn 1 year old, they're basically aged like they're 2 years old. And say you've only been alive for 12 years, you look like you're 24 years old. So, just following that concept, I think you did a really good, great job with the detail there. It's got lots of wrinkles. One thing I may have liked to see is he did take out his inhibitor chip, which is located right there, so it'd be cool if he put a scar there, but hey, might be a little bit too difficult to print, and I'm completely fine with that. So yeah, alright guys, I think that's pretty much it for the figure. Let's get into the final thoughts, and yeah. Alright everybody, that is pretty much it. I showed you all of the detail on this figure, and I think he looks really, really cool. once again, it's a really unique figure. I think LEGO may be making a version of this guy in the summer set for this year, the ATTE, but this version is always going to be the best because, you know, it's got all of those sides of printing. So, yeah, that is really it. I'm trying to be really delicate with this figure. Always tends to fall down, as you've known if you've watched my reviews before, so. Yeah, if you want this figure, it probably will still be available on Minifigs4u.com. That's the letter U and then the number 4. So Minifigs4u.com. I'll have a link in the description. And if you want to see any of my Minifigs4u reviews, just head on over to my channel, subscribe, and you'll also see some Clone Army customs, Eclipse graphics reviews. I review all types of custom figures. And if you have any suggestions, be sure to tell me in the comments below of some figures or even a set that you want me to review. So, yeah. Once again, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video.